Hey, what's up guys? Right over here at WARROOM Games, giving you your debrief for the week. So the Warhammer 40K RTT this week was absolutely fantastic. There were 16 people. Aurelia was the one that ran it for us. And then the big winner was a Necron player by the name of Alfred Drake. He had all the big machines, all the big stuff. It was absolutely amazing to see that army kind of do well, because I have a very impartial side to Necrons. Also, who was out was Sean. He actually came out from Omaha. He actually lives out there now. So he was out this weekend. All the usual suspects, as well as Black Rabbit Gaming, always here to actually help us run the event. So we really appreciate them coming out. But great turnout, a lot of fun. Look forward to the next one.
Everybody, what's going on? My name is Duncan and we're here today for the RTT 40K with our TO.
Hi everyone, I'm Leo.
And this gentleman today helped us get through this grueling match of how many people?
There were 16 players today, so it was a pretty decent turnout. A couple people couldn't make it that we were expecting, but if you're in town or want to hang out, we'll love to have you no matter what.
So with all the armies today, we had 3 rounds, right?
Yes, it was 3 rounds, 3 hours apiece, 2,000-point armies. The field was strangely absent of Chaos Space Marines this weekend.
That was weird.
Yeah, there was Chaos Demons, there was a whole bunch of different Xenos factions, some Space Marines, some people still messing around with some stuff that have recently been nerfed in the meta, but they were taking it for a whirl and they did all right.
They took my transhuman. Anyway. Yeah, and there was actually a lot of good matches. Some of the we noticed there was 2 custodian players. Right. They were doing pretty well. Wasn't one of them actually the undefeated?
No. Well, going into round 3, there was 1 undefeated Custodes player, Clay. He ended up taking on Jake's Yunari in the final round and ended up losing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Jake in winning that, because Custodes could be a hit or miss matchup against Yunari.
Oh yeah, no, Jake was telling me definitely, because the way that he had everything set up, it almost got to a point where I think they said they were 3 matches still at a stalemate where they didn't really get any victory points.
Yes.
And I was going like, man, this table has not changed for a while. Yep. But towards the end there, you could see that, Jake finally came in with the, reinforcements and was able to, like, pretty much push the Custodians back and, take the match. I just thought it was crazy. I thought the Custodians would literally roll over them.
It's a game of 4-ups in that, because the Yunari have a bunch of different ways to push him on your invulnerable save, and it comes down to, could Clay roll enough 4-ups, and it didn't look like he could.
So what matches out of today did you actually were like, man, this was a really cool one to see actually played out?
Surprisingly, it was actually the top table, which was Alfred Drake's Necrons versus Ben Jurek's Orcs. Alfred has been coming out for quite some time, but this is the first time that he has gotten this high in a tournament. So it was good to see that he ended up playing on top table and he ended up taking 1st place, knocking Ben down to 3rd.
Dang. Yeah, because the last time he played with his Necrons, he wasn't running the same build that I saw last time. I didn't actually, the weirdest part was actually seeing some of the units, because he had less units of Necrons, but the bigger ones.
Yes. And he typically runs infantry or Caneptic heavy, and this weekend he ran a Monolith, Tesseract Vault, and the Silent King, and he just leveraged the super heavy vehicles and dished out a bunch of mortal wounds. And in his and Ben's game in the final round, it was pretty much 2 very, very large explosions that helped did Ben in.
Yeah, that's the part I was surprised, because I saw that thing existing the whole entire, the vault was just like moving around and giving cover to the Tesseract itself, and I was sitting there going like, Jesus, it literally looks like an evil eye wandering around just zapping everything as it goes along. But when the orcs blew it up, I like turned around, I was like, wait, why is it on the table? People blew it up. Oh, what?
the orcs have their ways to bring stuff down like that. It was just unfortunate for Ben that on top of another explosion really picked up a large portion of his forces, because they explode very easily on 4s instead of 6s, and then they go ahead and do d6 mortal wounds when they do so.
So one last thing before we finish up here. I also know that you're an Imperial player. You saw the two that were playing today. Was there anything of the matches that you thought were interesting about those armies, or?
Between Imperial Guard specifically?
Yeah.
They do something a little bit different than what I personally run when I run my Astra Militarum. So it was cool to see that they were bringing very infantry platoon heavy, or even utilizing heavy weapons teams, especially with the nerfs that came out this past week. The Finial Banner Relic is very good support for heavy weapons teams, and with that changing, it was interesting to see that they still wanted to test out the waters and see how heavy weapons teams could perform.
It was.
Red was also running Vanquishers, which they have the potential to knock out anti-armor very well, but it's always a dice game, so they can be quite swingy. So I need to talk to him and see how he was running a Baneblade, I believe, as well. See how that worked out for him.
Well, thank you again, Leo. Guys, this has been the report here for you guys at the War Room. We'll see you next time.
Another event that we participated in this week was the Highland Games. John was out there. He was running the booth for us. You know, big logs being thrown, a bunch of great food, a bunch of people that we haven't met yet. Handed out a ton of flyers, so I looked forward to seeing some of those people come back to the shop. This is our second year doing Highland Games. We had a great time out there. It was a lot of fun. We definitely think that we're going to continue to do it. There was just a lot of different people that we hadn't met yet, so we're always interested in that in the community and growing the community a bit more. We've also been doing a lot of Warhammer Underworlds events. Every Wednesday, Duncan's been hosting the Underworld events here at WARROOM Games, and this week it grew a little bit again. We had just over a dozen people. Great event. This is a game that I've really been interested for a really long time, and we've never had a huge base of people that were playing. We always had a lot of people buying it, but we hadn't had a lot of people that were playing in store. So to see this actually kind of take off, we're really excited about it, because it's a game that I think had just been such a well-designed game, and there hadn't been a lot of play. So now that it's going forward, it's awesome. The great part about this is that we have a lot of the old OP kits that we never got to. So we are going to be doing some events here in the near future that are going to be giving some of those OP kits. So maybe if you saw some of those previously and you wanted some of them, the great part is we have the trophies, everything to go with that. So we'll be announcing some of those as we progress through it. And yeah, Wednesdays, it's going to continue to go. But it seems like it's growing, and that's very exciting for us. So take a look at that one, guys. This week, March of Machine came out. Great event. We actually had a pre-release for it. There was about 10 people that came, which is great for us. We're still growing into our Magic side. We have Friday weekly events now, which we're very excited to actually have in our system and our scheduling. But it was a great turnout. So 10 people came out. Great pre-release. I think we still have a little bit of stuff left. So if you want to still get some stuff, make sure you get down or contact us immediately to make sure that you get the stuff that you're looking for. But yeah, come down, guys. We're looking forward to these Friday events really picking up for us. And finally, some of the events that we're having here at WARROOM Games are X-wing, which we're finishing up the campaign with Big John. And then we also have the Bolt Action event that will be taking place on the 22nd, which is this week, this Saturday. There's a good turnout already. So there's 8 to 10 players from what I'm hearing. There's still time to sign up. If you want to see more details, you can check out our Facebook page. And then lastly is our AOS League that's starting. Matt has done a great job with writing this. Naro is on. He's another AOS guy that is very big in the community. This seems like it's going to be amazing. We have the map already put up on the outside. Huge map. Matt designed it himself. And then that's going to be taking place on the 29th. He already listed some of the information. It's a 1,000-point game that's going to be being played for the first day. And then some of the other details are there. And right offhand, I apologize that I don't have it all. But some of the other details will be there for you. Really excited about this. I'm going to be playing in it. I think Adam is going to be playing in it as well. And I know Matt will be. So it's already going to be quite a few people. I mean, people are very excited about this because it's written out really well. It is going to be a full campaign, and the crazy part is that you can sign up with multiple armies, but it lasts throughout the year. So, dude, it's pretty fun. It's exciting. My name is Ray, and that was your debrief for the week.